Oops. Okay. All right. Uh. Hey everyone, it's Troll Force here, Tony, however you want to call me, and well, this is a my first entry in like a video series or something I'm thinking about making. I don't know. It depends on how this one goes, but uh, so where we're at now, yeah, this is Gmod VR, but this map right here, it's mine. It's a full-on recreation of my childhood home back in Tampa. Like, I made it to look very similar, like every room, like yeah, just exactly how I remember it. And with the house still being where it's at, like yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I just said there, but I made this map just to help out, like call it therapeutic, whatever you want to call it. Like it's just part of something I've been working on and something that I practice every now and then, but yeah, this is it. And the purpose of this, like the purpose of me making this video in the house, is to address a lot of things as have happened. Like not lately, but just a long time ago. Like say like 3 years ago. So, uh, this video is gonna be like very personal too. So like, if you want to stay, like you can just like play this video in the background, like whenever you're doing something like around the house, like or work, whatever. Like whatever you want to do, just as long as you're still around and you stick to the end, then thank you. And yeah, quite recently, I realized it's been 3 years now since last time I saw my father face to face, and well, shit, it's kind of something that I really haven't been handling well. Like, well, I've been trying to move past it and like all that, and trying to be as happy as I could be day by day, but like deep down, it's just something changed in me since like the last time I saw him. Like, and I realize it's something that I gotta do myself. No amount of therapy or like medication or whatever can help. Like this is just something I gotta do. But anyway, so to recap, like I guess it's time that you guys know a bit more about my father and like my time living with him and like why I'm even here, like why I'm even doing YouTube and why I moved out of state and all my friends are online and all that stuff. Like just nothing, well, just a lot of out of the ordinary stuff. But here, yeah. So like I mentioned before in the um my YouTube story video that I made last year, I did talk about it just a little bit and that fucking hell. After my parents divorced, my father just became like very angry all the time, like just having outbursts and such. So fucking hell, outbursts and such and stuff like that, just yelling, like just being angry at fucking anything really. Uh, but what the fuck am I trying to say? Um, But after they split up, mom, she's been seeing other men, and dad's been seeing other women and stuff like that, just back and forth. And yeah, I'm still living with them, and for obviously, fucking hell. But it's just like like the thing with living in a divorce where you're being shuttled from one house to another. You grab a change of clothes, you bring it to your dad's house, and then like back to your mom's, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like it's not really moving, but it's just I don't know how to describe it. It's just it kind of fucks with you as well. um, because of the power dynamic that goes on. Really, if you ever gone through a divorce, and you can probably like relate to this, but it's like so when you go to your dad's house, like he will have a different set of rules and like things that you can do, things you can say around him, and stuff like that. It's okay with him, but you cannot ever let your mom know about or anything like that. And it's the same exact thing when you're over at your mother's, and it's yeah, back and forth, just back and forth. It's yeah, yeah. If you again, if you've been through a divorce, you know exactly what that's like, and it fucking sucks. But but anyway, what I'm getting at with that is I felt that the most like, with my father because I don't know, it's just most of it just felt like brainwashing when I was with him. And what I'm talking about is Jesus Christ, I'm not fucking structuring this well. I'm not reading out script on script or anything. This is just all totally off the top of my head. But uh, so let's say about okay in high school. So in high school and maybe a little bit before then, yeah, a little bit before then. My father he really wanted me to get in the military, like a lot, like the Air Force, Navy, all that. Like not the Navy. He just wanted me to be in the Air Force because he was in the Air Force. So yeah. Um, but he really wanted me to figure out what I wanted to do, like with my life, like just any kind of hobby or skill, career, like anything that could like push my life forward. And well, well, I was still a kid. I was still like just fucking lonely all the time. Like just, well, not really lonely. Like I haven't felt that, and like I haven't felt that like emotion like not until like a few years later. So, but I was pretty content just by living with myself and stuff like that, and do things with myself, by myself. Anyway, so there's a school program in middle school, and it's called Silver Air Patrol. Basically, like a little, it's a class centered around the Air Force, like a little curriculum, and uh, my father got me into that. Like, yeah, I said yes to it, kind of, but I don't really remember that much. But I just knew that he set that up for me, basically, and it was fine. Like I went through it, did a few drills, went to a camp, and I don't really remember too much else. It was just like kind of like the same shit every day over there. Um, but anyway, it moved on from there to ROTC, which was the Navy branch of the curriculum that was in high school, and once again I felt pressured into joining. I was like the fucking teacher was standing right there, and so was my dad, and I was like, oh, you want to join us? And I was like, yeah. It's like I know, it's just but again, like I wasn't being truthful. I just did it because like I just don't want to be fucking pissed. Or, like, because he would do that often. He'd be like, if I said no to it, he would just like be like, well, I was like, well, like you're not gonna have a good future. You're not gonna have a good future. Like you're not gonna go in the military. You're gonna be a fucking bum and just shit like that. But um, so yeah, around the time when I saw him graduating, I had a lot of interest in drawing. Like that was my interest. Like I really loved art, like with cartoons and like my TV shows, like the shit that I had growing up, like SpongeBob, Ed, Edd n Eddy, like Teen Titans, like Total Drama. You named it. You name it. I probably watched it. Basically around that all that time, and I really loved drawing too. Like, well, kind of. Like I wasn't all that good at it. Like I'm good at it now, but still, but it's just I wasn't very sure if that's like really what I actually wanted to do. Like it was fun in the moment, but long term I would eventually get bored of it, and I would have done something. I would have wanted to do something else, and not do it for the rest of my life. But for my father, he just wanted me to like stick to like one fucking thing and just like stick with it until I'm dead, basically. And I was like, what the fuck kind of life is that, man? Like that would just get extremely boring. Yeah. But um and what else to talk about? And also notice Jesus. I also mentioned in the video from last year that my mother also had series of medical issues, like with epilepsy, like namely. Uh, yeah, and I grew up with that, like with her fucking having seizures, falling over, busting her head open, going to the hospital, this and that, blah blah blah. Um, yeah, obviously it was scary to me, like really scary. Like when I was a kid, I was like thinking, oh my god, my mom's gonna die. Like she's fucking bleeding out on the ground. It was horrible. But then the more times it got, the more times that happened, it's just I just got used to it. And I was like, oh, it's happened again. I know that just sounds, I know that sounds really fucked up, and it's just cool. But man, like I just got used to it. Because it just happened that much, and with her going to the hospital, everyone was being scared and all that. But I think I grew up with that to like probably like fucking 15 years of my life or so. Like shit, maybe even more. Like okay, I want to say like uh yeah, probably around 15 years. I'm guessing roughly. But up until like she got her operation and got cured, I just really didn't give a shit anymore. Like she was gonna end up in a coma or like get seriously hurt again or whatever. Like I couldn't bring myself to like get worked up. Couldn't really bring myself to get worked up over it anymore. Like, cause I was just fucking tired, man. Like, and I spent a long time trying to take care of her as well. Like, just trying to make sure she isn't falling, even getting mad sometimes. Like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's risky. Like, you can't like be standing on chairs or like doing anything like that. Like, you're gonna get hurt again, and like I won't be able to catch you because I'm a fucking child and all that. But uh, but well, with my father, I was kind of getting like a similar thing, like where I was getting used to him and his behavior, but just not completely. But I just always predicted it, like, and I would fucking Christ. Sorry, I'm just trying to have all this make sense. But where was I going with this? I think I went on a tangent. I think I did. Fuck. Um, I'm sorry. Like, but anyway, ROTC came and went, and yeah, he wanted me to stick with one single thing, so I would like just draw in books, journals, and stuff like that. Like I would just always be drawing, but then like by the time summer came, like whenever summer summer was here and the school's out, I had to make a choice between my parents, like each time, like who was I gonna spend time with this summer? Because each and every summer with my mom's side of the family, they would go up to Michigan to have a family reunion and all that, and I loved it. It was fun, definitely. Like going out of town, going out of the state, like traveling the country, seeing a bunch of places. I mean, I fucking loved it, man. I really loved it. And I just like traveling in general, and I just like seeing new things. Because in a weird way, I'm kind of not a kind of guy that likes to stand still for like a really long time. Like I just like to see things, experience new things, stuff like that. Cause yeah, um, so while that was like super fun for me, and I always look forward to it every summer, when I got older, it got really difficult to make that choice for myself. Like, cause my father would spin it that my mother was like stealing me away, take me away from him, and just traveling up the country and getting brainwashed by my family into hating him. Yeah, he would always do that, and I would always fucking fall for it. But I think only one time, like maybe once or twice, I made a choice to stay with him because I just wanted to be fair. Like, oh, I was like, okay, I was thinking in my head, I was like, okay, I'll be with mom 1 year, then dad the next, and so on, so on. But no, I think I gave him a bit too much with the first time, and well, the first time was fine, was kind of fucking boring. Like we were just in the house all the time and all that, and I don't really remember all that happened, but the second year is fuck. The second year is when my father started undergoing a some kind of fucking metamorphosis. Let's call that. But he started building like an online persona for like a really long time now. Like from well, it lasted from 2014 all the way to last year. Like last year, he got rid of it completely, but he called it a real man, and he called himself John. Fucking hell. He called himself John a real man, and it it was basically like a fucking Andrew Tate manifesto thing, whatever you want to call it. I'm I'm just gonna call it for what it is, and it was basically a cult. Um, so it was like an extremely misogynistic like outlook on life, and just very fucking narcissistic too. Obviously, that's one thing I know so much about him is that how fucking narcissistic my father is. But basically he just like dressed up all in black, like black shades, like black clothes and all that stuff, like and just trying to look like a fucking like divorced like military veteran like that you see all the time that like make like fucking MAGA videos and like Trump dick riding like campaigns and shit like that. Yeah, like you've seen him. You've seen him before. You've seen him once. You've seen him all. You've seen one of them. You've seen all of them basically. But that was him. That was my father. And well, he was kind of like that when I was growing up, but not to this extreme. No, this was something else entirely. It was something really fucking ugly, and it just became a new part of him. And well, he completely changed with that. Even worse, he tried to get me into it. He really tried. He wanted me to be a part of it so fucking bad. Like think like him. Like shit. We even watched the same shows together and all that stuff. Like I've consumed like a lot of the media that he was in. That he was like trying to adapt with it, like trying to adapt to his cult. Like and yeah, I like some of them, but shit, I only did it for him though. Like I only like did all that like just for his approval. Like even though I was totally against it, like I was just like it's like I can't fucking. At the time, I was like I can't fucking speak up to him. I can't speak up like because he's fucking crazy. He's fucking psycho, and like yeah, he would just yell at my face all the time. And like whenever my mom did something to him, he would just take it out on me. Kind of like with when he lost his when she when he lost his driver's license, he fucking went on a rampage on her and then took it out on me eventually. But so yeah, that was fun. Obviously not, but yeah. So shit. So he made the Real Man brand like in 2014. He made a whole website, a YouTube channel, links like podcast, and fucking Christ, it even had his own theme song. Yeah, it it has its own fucking theme song, and it's. I wish I was just fucked up enough in the head just to forget that song ever existed. Like, I just wish I completely wished it away, like willed it out of my fucking noggin, basically, because it's just so fucking bad. But hopefully that time will be soon. But Jesus fucking Christ, like throughout my entire, I'm sorry, but throughout the whole time in high school, like I really just didn't really have a life anymore, like. Because before, yeah, when I was in school, it was when I was in like elementary and middle school. Like I had friends, like a few friends, and I'd hang out sometimes. But it just got fewer and fewer, like fewer occasions of that. And well, that was because the entire time when I was growing up, my father and like to extent my mother, they were always just trying to change me. Like, so yeah, they love me. They love me as their son, just not the way I am, if you get what I mean. Like, and like, fucking hell. Basically throughout the entire time when I was growing up, my father always said that there was something wrong with me. Like, I love this kid, but there's something wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with him. I gotta fix it. And yeah, when I was growing up, like they kind of put me on the spectrum, like a little bit. Like, they said like I had autistic like things, but no, like, well, maybe I did, but I don't now. It's just completely different now. But anyway, besides that, I was always flawed. I was like an imperfection. I was like a mistake, basically. And I was like, and back then I thought like I know who I am. Like, I'm a super nice and sweet kid. Like, I'm very friendly with people. I love fucking SpongeBob. I love Club Penguin. I love Roblox. I love this and that. Like, I love the shit that my parents hate. Like, basically, that's what sets me apart from them. That's what makes me my own person. But they were trying to take that away from me, basically. Obviously, like, not until like I was a teenager or stuff like that. Yeah, like, obviously I matured and like I had different interests and all that, but just any fucking thing I liked, anything I fucking took an interest in, and like, it's just they wouldn't let it go. They wouldn't let it be, and like they always tried to like fucking exploit it, like turn it into their fucking show and tell, like for whoever was around and all that, and shit. I don't know, but it's just like when I got older, it just became harder for me to. It became harder for me to like let them know that I have friends and even have my friends be around them and shit. Even hang out with friends like without them knowing about it, it's just difficult because I don't know. Whenever I was like, the more time I spent around that, like just that indoctrination, just shit. Even my mom's side, and I was like, yeah, my mom's side is a church family. They always go to church and all that stuff, and they took me to church and all that too. Like but it didn't last, as all things. Sorry, I was never really into it anyway. I'm not really a religious person like at all. But like whenever I was in a service, and every time I would get like even remotely interested in it, Dad would pull me out like every single time, like because Sundays were always his day, and I would only be at church for like fucking 10 minutes out of the sermon service, and then like I would just have to get out and like spend time with him and just be in his own fucked up like world, basically. So it was like I was always getting mixed signals, basically. And And just because I was born into a church family, like just because I was like born into like a Christian family, it didn't mean that it doesn't mean that I chose it. Like I didn't choose it. Like I was just born into it. But what I'm getting at is the exact same thing with Dad's fucking real man cult. So, and I didn't choose any of that. I didn't share any of those ideals and that thought process. But he kept trying to fucking hammer that into my head, and he fucking tried everything too. Yeah, but and fuck Christ. Sorry, I'm getting to the part that I don't like to talk about, but I got to. But um, but yeah, I built up so much resistance against my father, and like it's like for a long time he was just like literally the fucking devil in my life, and the person I need to want to wait from, like he's my enemy and all that. Just I know it sounds stupid, but it's just how I viewed him. Like I was always afraid of him and all that, but uh, yeah, the reason why I was so resistant to him and was just trying to push him away and all that stuff is also because of my mom's ex. Yeah, yeah, but like a couple of years after they divorced, she met this guy on MySpace. He pulled up in the driveway right over there in a black Corvette. I still fucking remember the day I met him too. It was just so fucking weird. Uh, but well, after my parents' divorce, you see, my father laid out some terms for her, like say, hey, you can have the house, you can have everything in it, like all the furniture and all that stuff, and I'll pay for it. I'll help you live here comfortably, but you cannot let anyone move in, like ever. And well, that's exactly what she did. And well, he didn't really move in. He was just like fucking crashing here, like just just crashing here, not really doing anything, not taking the trash out or like dishes or anything. But what he would do instead is just like constantly get in fights with my mom and kick her out of the house. So yeah, those kind of guys. So fuck. My father found out one day, and well, he couldn't do anything because at the same time, the boyfriend he forged my father's signature on some papers, and well, his hands were tied to say the least. My father couldn't prove it, but that's just what he says. So at this point, I really don't fucking know, man. But I'm inclined to believe it, but again, I don't know. I just don't have any proof on that. But uh, anyway, my mom decided to move out with her and her boyfriend, and of course, I had to go along with them, and that meant I had to move to their school because each of the times my parents moved, like and this place being my second home, each time, I swear to God, each and every fucking time I moved a house or a apartment or condo, where we didn't say in apartments, but you know, you get what I mean. But each time we moved, I had to move to a different school. So, like most kids, like they stay in one like elementary school, like for like through all 5 years, all 6 years, like through like K through 5, and but I think I transferred school like maybe 3 or 4 times. Like I was in like the first school up until second grade, I believe. Yeah, I was like one school up until second grade, another one up till like fourth grade, and then the final one like fifth grade. So like yeah, 3 times. I've moved to elementary school 3 times and middle school twice. But thankfully, I stopped fucking moving as soon as I got to high school. So yeah. So you can imagine it got hard making friends that way too, and I was constantly fucking moving. Uh, but anyway, um, ironically enough, that's what my father claimed to happen to him. That his parents moved around a lot, and he moved around schools too. But well, it happened to me too, asshole. Yeah. So think about that. But anyway, my mom and her boyfriend, they moved into a house that they couldn't afford. Like we were only there for like a year or so. That we had to fucking move out again to a place that's like quite literally, mind you, at the other side of the tracks, and at the wrong side of the tracks, if you want to fucking call it that way. But yeah, we lived in a complete shithole, basically. Um, yeah, I fucking hated that place. It was like a fucking dirty closet, basically. It was just like a shit. My room didn't even have tiling, and like like the I had a door for the air conditioning ventilation, and of course the fucking door was off, and it was like fiberglass and like insulation and shit, like just poking out of it. So yeah, it was a shithole. Wasn't proud of it at all. And well, okay, so here's the ugly part of the video. Okay, so if you want to click off, it's fine, but it just gets fucked from here. Okay, but so and the divorce, like with how much I've already talked about. Well, and if you know about another thing, if you know about divorce, is that like it's always like a fucking custody battle each and every time. Like you gotta choose like left or right, like red and blue, like whatever fucking analogy you gotta pick. I mean, you have to choose a side. You are forced to choose a side, and no, like you can't choose your side because your side's not good enough. Like they will never be on because they're never on your side anyway. So who's gonna pick on your side? So that's just what it was like for me. So, uh, but anyway, uh, so my mother's boyfriend got really close to me. Say that. Again, this is really personal, and so be warned. And at the time, my mother was using that against my father, like saying to him that I liked her boyfriend more than him, and just pitting me against my father like that, without me even knowing about it. Like, I knew about it, but I only heard like through my dad after he fucking yelled it at me and just took it out and all that. Just uh yeah, and well, I began getting abused by him, by the boyfriend, for a long time, and no one knew about it. No one. That's all I say about that. Um, and obviously it bothered me. Like, obviously, yeah, I knew it was fucked up. It was bad. It was just, but you know, it's like once it started, I felt like I couldn't get out at all. Like I couldn't just walk out of it. Like, because once it started, I was like, I was really thinking about it. It was like, oh, I was just like, I gotta tell someone. Like, I gotta tell someone about this. Like, but who? Who do I tell? Who do I talk about this to? Like, how, how do I, fuck, man. Like, um, but yeah, so I was just way too afraid of even. I couldn't talk about it at all. I just kept my fucking mouth shut the whole time. Shit. Even when I was at school, even when I was at school and when it wasn't happening, I was expecting the worst to happen. Like absolutely. Like there would be certain words that there were certain words that I would just be fucking terrified of hearing. Like even relating to it. Like I would just like fucking feel a chill up my back every time like I heard a certain word or phrase. And like I said, even at school, I was expecting the absolute worst, like to just come out of nowhere and just corner me and just like even in my classes, I would just be looking at the door, like looking at the window, like and just expecting like my parents, like a police officer or just any kind of authority figure coming through and looking right at me and telling me to come with them, and just, yeah. I mean, I was expecting shit to go bad, like, and I always fucking felt it too. That okay, whatever way this goes down, like, if anyone finds out about this, it's gonna end up fucking horribly. Like, it's gonna be fucking hell for me, and it's gonna fuck me up so much, man. But and I found out, I'll get into it later, but so I kept it to myself, like, for like a really long time, and just let that shit continue to happen to me. So yeah, and well, I felt just as bad as him too, like with how far I let it go, how far I let him. Yeah. But if you've gone through it, you know what it's like. But if you haven't, then just don't try to assume anything. Like, don't try to like judge, or because you don't know about it until it happens to you. Just to say it that way. It's just indescribable. It's just indescribable. Yeah. Fucking Christ, I can't even talk right. But anyway, sorry, my voice drying out a bit. But anyway, one night the boyfriend, he got really, he got really drunk and just got really angry. Just came in one day and he just fucking, he just went fucking feral. Like, just screaming and yelling at the top of his lungs, like, and just in complete blind rage, just cussing out everybody, like my mom, his son, who was living with us, so like just a few, but surprisingly enough, not me. Um, at least I don't think so. I didn't really hear. I, I, I mean, I heard everything, but I don't remember exactly what he said. I just knew there was like a lot of cursing, a lot of fuck you, fuck you, and just you fucking bitch and all that. And well, fuck sake. I think I was still in my bedroom at the time. Or maybe I wasn't. I think I was with my mother at the time. But fuck's sake. Oops, sorry. Um. Shit. I'm sorry. Just shut off again. But yeah, when that was happening, I just woke up hearing that, and I was fucking scared for my life, man. Like, I legit thought that that would be my last night alive. Like, I was expecting him to just like burst in through the door, like kick the fucking door open or something, and he would get me or my mother, like, or shit, even both of us, cause I knew what he was like. Like, he wasn't like that with me. He wasn't like mean or hurtful or anything like to me. No, he was the opposite, but still he had me under his influence. Uh, but yeah, he would just beat my mom, like pin her to the ground, like do a bunch of horrible shit. But she would just let it pass, like she would just let it slide. And uh, but yeah, I thought much worse was gonna happen to me. I thought literally he was gonna kill me that night or something. I just knew it was like if he went to a room and I was in there and he saw me, I wasn't gonna be okay. But well, nothing happened. He just got it out of his system and he passed out on the couch. Uh, my mother tried to calm me down, like with have me listen to music, but nothing was helping, man. Like because I just wanted to be aware. I wanted to be alert. Like even though I wanted to be out of the situation, even though I wanted to be out of that situation entirely, I wanted to be safe. Like I just wanted to be gone. But yeah, he passed out on the couch, and I got like a couple of minutes of sleep. I think I don't even know if I slept at all, to be honest. But uh, the next morning, my mother, she got my cousin to pick us up and take us out of there. We did. He was still passed out on the couch, and I think, yeah, my family was asking me if anything happens. Like, well, I think that came late. I could think that came later or earlier, but they wanted to know what happened, and I said like, I was like, oh, this and that, like just he came in yelling, but I think I had an opportunity to tell him more, but I didn't. I just fucking didn't. And um, well, my father picked me up, and I think obviously he knew what happened, but he didn't seem to care. Like not to me. Like he was more angry at my mother than just trying to console with me or anything like that. And he wasn't even fucking listening to me whenever I was talking to him about how scared I was and stuff like that. He just didn't give a fuck. And I don't know, it just cut me deep. Like at that moment, because I don't know, man. But at that time, sorry. At that time with my father, the way he was, I knew I just couldn't talk to him about it. I couldn't really talk to him about anything. Like there was fucking barely any heart to heart with us. Just I always had to do and adhere to like whatever was okay with him. Sorry. So sorry. I think my throat's getting dry because of talking, but I'm fine. Um, uh. So yeah. So I went to high school. Yeah, I went to high school, and then it was fine. But my grades were still slipping though a little bit. And I was getting really moody around that time. Like I just get really fucking angry. Like I was angry a lot, and uh, I guess I'm scared too. But I guess I like now I was just like a moody kid, and well, I think that's when the warning signs. Jesus fucking. I think that's when the warning signs were coming up, and I just didn't really see it at the time. I just thought I was like, oh, this will pass, but mm. So let's take it to the let's take this timeline to the um towards graduation. Okay, so I was still drawing. I was still hanging out with father and the fucking real man thing. I was still playing along. I was still playing along with the sick fucking fantasy that he was living out through his godlike complex, basically. Uh, so shit. I don't know if I gotta make this video part two or keep going. I don't know, but so after okay, before I keep fucking going all over the place. So before I graduated, I knew that there was a chance for me to go on vacation again, and well, at that same time, I got more invested into going to military, like my father wanted, and like we talked to recruiters and all that. We did a lot of training and stuff. Well, I guess I did, um, but at the same fucking time, Christ, sorry, just it's just getting hard to talk now. But yeah, before I graduated, I'm just gonna go with that. I'm just gonna go with this one. Before I graduated, I wanted to go. I really really wanted to go on vacation because I just like look the longer I've been around that, like the environment stuff like that with both my mother and my father, like I just want freedom, man. I just want out. I wanted to get the fuck out. I just want to be out and be free. I want to do this and like I want to be my own person, man. And not just like a fucking accessory or not a tool, like not an extension or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I just want to be a person. I just want to be me. But as I got older, people want less than that. They want less of that. They just wanted a projection, a puppet, a fucking something they can manipulate and just show off, like a fucking yeah. So, uh, shit. So, um, by the time I turned 18, I graduated. Well, right when I turned 18, that's when my father that's when he like pretty much like took the mask down and he wanted me to be just like him because he believes it's the best fucking thing in the world apparently. So on my 18th birthday, I had my first drink. He got me some whiskey and pretty much pressured me into drinking like. Cause I was like nervous. I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. I was just kind of like laughing, like nervous laughing. And then he was holding the camera up to me, like just trying to record it. And he was like, "Stop being such a fucking pussy and just drink it all right, or something like that." But he was like just very mad, obviously. And I just drank it, and I was like, "Ooh," I was like, "I'll have another one." And I got semi drunk somewhat. Then we went out to a steak dinner that night, but I think yeah, my 18th birthday happened. I went to strip clubs and other clubs like that, just fucking singles bars and stuff like that. Not something I normally do. That's just all him, but I just went along just to fucking hang out with my dad. It's fucking sad, but shit, sorry. God, a lot of things happen in this fucking house. Even though I was still here a little bit, but um, sorry I keep showing off. I mean I had momentum going at the beginning of the video, but now I'm just kind of losing it. But I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I'm almost done anyway. But so I guess I was at this time I was acting more older than I actually was. Like everyone in high school like was like doing normal shit, but me, I was going down a dark path basically, and I was knowing that like getting in and well not getting in, but I was knowing that as like the time coming to a close because I knew once high school was over, it's like everything's gonna change and I'm never gonna see my friends again, and like I'm probably gonna do something that I regret, and I had to make a choice. So I was having guys vibe training, like just training up to get past and go into the military. I just do my physical and all that, but right when graduation is coming, I just said no. Like, sorry. Um, I just said no. I for the first fucking time in my life, I stood up to my father and I defied his authority, or fucking what call it. I I went against his wishes, not face to face, but on the phone. And I said no, like, and he was gonna pick me up too. He was gonna pick me up and like just take me right to my tutor and like do more work. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And he just laughed in his head. Of course you're not. And he just fucking went off, said a horrible bunch of shit to me, like telling me I'm a piece of shit and like I'm gonna stay a piece of shit just like my mom and just all that. And almost had a fucking panic attack while like during the phone call. But I felt a release after that because he let me go the first time. So yeah, I was able to go on my vacation. I traveled up the states. I did a whole lot of things. I really got serious into like doing YouTube and all that because I wanted to do YouTube for quite a while, and I felt free. I felt freedom for the first time. Uh, so yeah, and it felt good. And then the next year I did it again. I went on vacation again and got away because that's kind of like how it is to me when I'm out of Tampa and I'm just away from him, especially. I just feel so much better. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just like the closer I am to him, like the closer I am to danger, like the more susceptible I am to it, or something like that. But the point is, I just want it out. So yeah. But and people be like, oh Tony, you're so strong, like that, like you're very brave and courageous and stuff like that. But and it's it's fine, but it's like you're only seeing what's on the surface, right? Yeah, it's like yeah, I can take it. Like I can take all the fucked up shit that my parents like put me through and like all that. Like I can fucking take it, but not all the time. No, and I don't know. It's like you're not seeing all of it. You're really not seeing all of it. You're just seeing surface level shit. And but no, like all that really did fuck me up. Like it really did fuck me up. Like because like the more I look back on it, I was like saying I was like I'm not the same kid I was. I'm not the same fucking person I was starting out. And like I was just getting worse throughout the years. Like I was just getting more fucked up. I was just getting more fucked up. Like just jaded. Just not really showing my emotions like I should. Like when sad things are happening, when people are crying, whatever, I just be fucking laughing. Like not because it's funny. It's just I guess it's just like a way of coping. And I wasn't really getting along with my friends well at that time. Like, and even the people I wanted to hang out with, like I couldn't talk to them. Like I just had a really hard time talking to people. And the whole time I was just trying to protect that. I was just trying to protect myself. Like I was trying to stay true to myself the entire time. But it's just it got harder to do, man. It got harder to do. Like the more time that it went on like that, and it's like shit. It's like shit. I'm becoming just like him. I'm becoming just like my father, basically. And I spent so much time just trying not to. I just spent so much time. I spent so much time trying to be the person that they all hated, and they only loved me when I became a fucking piece of shit, just like them. I guess this is like the only time I was accepted. The only time I was accepted is like whenever I stooped down to her level, basically. Uh, so after a while, after a few years, after graduation, I was going, uh, like, fucking hell, going to my job, going between jobs, and I was trying to, I guess, find myself again, however you want to say it. I was more alone than ever. Like I had a lot more free time to myself. Like I was in school, and I would spend a lot of time out of the house too. I wouldn't be going to bars, swinging to clubs, or any of that shit. I'd just be at my park. I'd just be alone, just riding my bike places and just going through Bayshore downtown. Like I'm going off my own little mini adventures, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just as long as I was doing something, but as long as I was alone, like as long as I was alone, I'd be fine, protected, and all that. And Well, of course. Why am I facing that way? Uh. Shit. But yeah, I just didn't really make friends again after school. Like not really. Just not like I used to. But I made most of my friends online. Like after school, like it was just easier for me that way. Like going on Discord, Skype, my YouTube thing, and even my friends today. Like I know them from back then. And in 27, in 2017, I met Raven. And like she became my best friend at the time, and someone I can talk to. Someone, and she was the only person really that I can just talk to about anything. Like I didn't really have anyone else. No one I could really fully, no one I could really open up to. Because after all that time, like I just learned to hold shit in like all the time. I just fucking held in everything and just try to fucking push it to the back. And I know that makes it worse in the long run. I know that, but it's a very hard mindset to break out of because it's just like, well, it's like, well, when you think you mastered it, when you think you're trying to be that much of a stoic, a lot of the time you don't even know that you're doing it. Like you don't even know that you're fucking holding in that much. It just happens. It like repressing. It becomes as easy as breathing. At a certain point, oops, what was that? But yeah, like I said, it becomes as easy as breathing at a certain point. I gotta check something. Sorry. I am facing completely the wrong way. Sorry, I just had to recenter myself. Um, but yeah, like I said, I, I was starting to learn to talk to people more, just about anything, just to be heard, be understood, and all that. And it was doing a lot for me. It was doing a lot for me, and of course, like nothing really changed in my physical life. Like people still weren't listening, weren't taking the time of day. But yeah, uh, but yeah, all I had was Raven. All I had was my friend, like my best friend online, and she always seemed to be there for me. Like it wasn't constant, but I don't know. It's just whenever I needed someone, she was there. And shit, even to someday, I still miss that. I still miss that kind of connection because it was honest. It was a heart to heart thing. It was important. It was like a very good thing, and something I really didn't get. I didn't really get at all when I was growing up. I didn't have that for not until like I was 19, basically. Um, so years went on. I wasn't getting out of Tampa at the pace hoping I was hoping to do, and I was just feeling more and more stuck there, just doing the same fucking thing every day, just to and from work. Sometimes I'd just be unemployed for like a certain amount of time. I have a little bit of money, but not enough money. I just only had enough to pay bills, and that's it. Like pay my phone bill and all that, and but shit, I was just getting more and more lonely, and I was beginning, I was getting really depressed too, and all, like, but it was just like a slow. It was just such a slow thing. It was just a slow development of feeling that low, and eventually, I just was becoming suicidal too. Like only briefly though, because I told myself for a long time, it's like, hey, I don't want to stoop to that level. Like I don't really want to die. Like I didn't feel like that at that time. And I was like, no, I can be stronger than that. I can be stronger than that. But like the more time that went on, I was like, fuck it. It's like there's no point anymore. There's no point in like lying to myself like that because It's like, hey, it's like, tell me you're really good at lying to yourself, but now it's just getting fucking old. It's like, you can't cope like that anymore. It's not working. It's not working. You need something else. Uh, so I remember when I was thinking about it and knew I was feeling that way. Like, I was like, okay, I'll just go back to church or something. But it didn't fucking work. Church still didn't work at that time. Like, I just go sit down through a service, but then I would just go home, get out, and get absolutely nothing from being there. I was basically just fucking chasing a shadow. Like, I was just trying to get the feeling back of feeling safe in the community and stuff like that, even though it was my community, but still, like, but again, I felt it like a little bit, but it wasn't enough to just tip the scales. It wasn't enough to like fucking enlighten me or anything like that. And I was like, no, no, it's too late. It's too late now. Like, these people are never going to accept me. These people are never going to like me. And I grew up feeling that way for like a really long time too. Like the more that shit was happening to me, I was feeling more of an outcast to everyone else, even if they didn't know what was going on. It's just they can tell, they can sense that there was something wrong with me, that I was fucked up. I was a monster. Like I was some fucking caged animal that was just incapable of functioning, just all that. Like I was just a freak. And so it just got harder to talk to people like that. And shit, it still feels like that today. Like it's really hard. It's a really hard thing to shake off. Uh, even the people that I thought I could relate to, even the people I thought I could be friends with, like I didn't. It's like I was like, well, no matter what they went through, like they had better than me. Like in an almost conceivable way, they had it better than me. Um, I know it's just kind of a selfish thing to say, but it's just what it feels like. Uh, but Raven at the time, she was the only person that I didn't feel that way towards. I I I felt at the time I felt closer to her than anyone like ever. Even before we started dating, and like I'm not those kind of guys that just chases around women or like just tries to speed date or anything like that. No, I'm not wired like that. Like I do. I have always wanted to be in a relationship, but I wanted to do it right. I wanted it to be functional and just be true to myself and all that. Just something that guys nowadays don't ever do. Like I'm just I don't know. I'm just way more patient, or I try to be, and just try to be authentic and all that. Just uh, yeah. I just don't whore myself out. But uh yeah, this video is definitely gonna be long, but fuck it. uh mm, sorry. So sorry. 2020. I mean, I think yeah, this stuff went on to like 2020 ish. That 2020 things will obviously change, like the pandemic and all that. But also, mom started dating again. She met some guy who yeah, just call it part two of that fucking monster that I've been with, basically. Except he didn't really do anything to me. It's just I felt the implications and all that. But that's when I spoke out. Really, that's when yeah, in 2021, like to the video's title, I fucking went off over an hour talking about everything else. Sorry. Uh, yeah, he reminded me of the other guy, and I tried pushing him away. He's like, "Get away from me!" Like, I want nothing to do with you. Like, But no, he just fucking ignored every boundary, and I was like, shit, like I gotta do something about this. Like either I'm gonna drive myself insane and kill myself, or I'm gonna talk about it. So I chose the other option. Like I was like, I'll talk about it. Like if it frees me from this, I'll fucking talk about it. Even though I never wanted to talk about it before, and I tried for so many years to try to forget it and just try to fucking move past it. I gotta talk about it now because I don't know. I don't know. Just it's like the last thing I could do now. Last thing I could do to at least try to get something to change, just fucking talk about it. So that's what I did. So sorry, yawning. Um, yeah, I started telling some people in my family that I can trust, and well, the last person I told was my father, and at that point when I was telling him, our relationship has been still been very very low, even though at that time I was spiraling. I was fucking drinking more and just going to clubs with him and all that. Yeah, uh, I I was getting ready to tell him, but I was still very afraid. I was still very afraid of telling him. So I thought I should get him in a good mood first before I tell him. So that's what I did. And we did it on 4th of July, uh, on Independence Day. Yeah. We were just drinking more, like going without today. He didn't know I was in a relationship yet, and I was trying to keep that from him because it's just very very personal to me, and something I just didn't want him involved with or to do fucking defile or anything. I just want this is my relationship, and I just like it's very important to me, and uh, Jesus fucking Christ, um, yeah. And on 4th of July, like right before I was gonna tell him that I was abused, like the following morning, I got fucking taken advantage of by a drunk woman that very night. Like I already talked about this in the I already talked about this in the other video, but yeah, I got taken advantage of and stuff like that. Like I was put in a situation I couldn't escape, and yeah, it's like I wanted to kill myself again. Like I just want to fucking die now. Like I'm just gonna grab a fucking gun, blow my head out, like jump off a bridge, anything. I don't fucking care. Like I just want to be gone. Um, and I just got really, really angry at my father for like not doing anything to help me. Like he fucking filmed it, like try to play it off like I was having fun, and I'm sure he's gonna leave me. He's absolutely gonna leave me behind if that woman decided to like fucking take me home and fuck me until I passed out. but but Jesus fucking Christ, man! Like the entire time that was happening, and I couldn't get out of it. I was like, man, my girlfriend's never gonna talk to me again. Like she's gonna fucking hate me for this. Like she told me she had relationship issues before, and now this was happening. She's gonna think I'm cheating on her, and like, so I am the worst fucking piece of shit that I have ever seen. I am the worst fucking piece of shit that I've ever known. There's no fucking piece of shit that can outdo me. Like I am a fucking monster. I'm a fucking mistake. Like, so I can't hold back against. I can't stand up for myself anymore. I'm just a fucking bitch. I'm a fucking pussy. I'm whatever you want to fucking call me. Because I've been called all those things before. I've been called every fucking name in a book. I've been called everything. I put up with it. I was treated like I was nothing my whole life. And this was just another normal thing for me. So it's like, man, how can you even expect to express your love when all you've received is hate? Shit. Like, fuck. But yeah, I just went home and drank some more after that. The woman turned me down, and I was like, fuck, she let me go, finally. I was away from this fucking crazy bitch, basically. Uh, I don't really remember what happened the rest of that night. I think I just passed out when I got home. And yeah, the next morning I told him everything. Fuck me. I'm sorry, I'm just fucking distracted right now. Uh, so, so, sorry. Yeah, the next morning I told him, and he he took it a lot better than I thought. He wasn't angry. He wasn't flying off the rails, like fucking grabbing me above my head and just anything like that. Sorry. Fuck. Sorry. No, that wasn't anything. It's just. Um. But he took well, and he asked me what I wanted to do about it, and I said I wanted to go to the police. I want to do this right. Like, I want to bring this man to justice, or fuck you want to call it. And he said, okay, we can do that. I'll set you up. We'll open up an investigation, and I'll help you with this. I'll support you. And dude, that was absolutely like the best and worst fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire goddamn life. I mean, the best because like that's all I wanted from him. That's all I've ever wanted. Just that. Just for him to finally listen to me and give in. Well, dude, that was all I ever fucking wanted, man. Like I was 23 years old and I finally fucking got it. I finally fucking yeah. And yeah, I fucking broke down crying like in the middle of the restaurant. Like I was like, thank you, thank you, like thank you so fucking much. And like just like that's all I wanted to hear. And he didn't judge. He didn't fucking like he didn't fucking make fun of me or anything like that. He was completely understanding. Just god damn man, and it fucked with me so bad too. Like it because it literally never happened before like that. No, like is this a fucking dream? Am I making this up? Like, am I coping right now? Like, did this meeting even actually happen? But no, it did. Yeah, it did. He gave me what I wanted without me even having to tell him. And well, yeah, we did that. We went through the investigation process and stuff like that. And I was doing okay mostly through it, but at the same time, I had to let out my fucking demons, and I couldn't fucking bottle those motherfuckers up again, basically. So it's just like I felt like I was going completely insane. Like at the same time, I felt like my world was falling apart. Like at that time, because I had hit like I felt like I hit fucking rock bottom. Like at that time. Well, before I knew it, there was a second rock bottom after that one, but like I just didn't really feel that many reasons to live anymore. Like I just wanted to fucking kill myself every day. At that point, like it's like I'm still stuck here. Like I don't know how much longer I can do this job. Like I'm running out of money. I got no one. I just have my girlfriend, but at the same time we're going through shit. And like I love her and all that, but I just want my friend back. I want my friend back. I want the person I knew to be back. And not just why it ended up happening. So yeah, I had no one. I felt like I had no one. But to me, this investigation, all it just felt like one last chance to do one right. Fucking Christ! I felt like one last chance to do like the right thing, just do something right, and I ended up failing. Like my mom called the guy and he didn't talk, and yeah, yeah, it ended, and well, my father's reaction to it was to okay. So after all that, his birthday came up. I wish him happy birthday. Like it was kind of like a day late. Like, but I thought he got my message because he didn't really respond to me. But I responded to him on time. But still, it's just I didn't really hear anything back. But then he called me on the phone. And he said he was done. Like he wasn't gonna put up with it anymore. He wasn't gonna put up with me anymore. And he'd rather be happy. He'd rather be happy in his life without me. And and that I and that I should not show up to his house. I should not show up until I'm ready to be a man because up to that point I was still visiting him. Up until high school for like 6 years, I've still been visiting him whenever I could, like every Sunday. But things changed. Things have changed now, and yeah. Sorry, I'm about to end the video. It's just gone on way too long now. This would be like part one, I think. But yeah. So yeah, and he thought that I never loved him like at all. He said that. So it's like he completely cut me off now. He completely burned the bridge and he was just done with me. And right around that time, I tried to end it all. Unfortunately, like I said, like I was still drinking more. Like I was grabbing everything I could, and one day I got a bottle of whiskey, and I just wanted to drink the whole thing, the entire goddamn bottle in one sitting. And well, that it didn't work. Like poisoning myself, it didn't work. I threw it up. I threw up the whiskey, and I was like, yeah, it was like too much. Like killing myself is too much work now. It's like I don't know what else to do. I'm just wasting away here. Uh, but yeah, like a month had passed since last time I saw my father. Like after that, and things were still tough with me and me and Raven, and we weren't talking that much anymore. And like it's like everyone knew my secret now, but it's like it seems like it was all my fault. The entire time it was all my fault. Yeah, I was basically like the reason my family fell apart in the first place, like the way it did, like just because I was there, just because I existed. I know that's not true, but it's just what I felt at the time. Like I was the worst fucking person in the world, man. Like my family wasn't getting along with me. My cousin and I drifted apart. Like even I was struggling with my friends too. I was struggling to make friends even. Like I was just so emotionally cut off, so emotionally fucking disconnected, dysfunctional. Like I can't. I couldn't really express emotions anymore in a healthy way, or Even I try to make I try to learn how to be happy, but it just wasn't working anymore, and I was feeling more fucking dead by the day. I was like, who would ever want me now? Who would ever fucking who would want this? Who would want me? Who would want to be me? Who would want to see me succeed? Everyone wants me fucking dead. Everyone fucking hates me. Like, I fucking hate me. Like, shit, man. I just want to be gone. I just wanted to be gone. All the time. I spent so many days distracting myself, too. And even all the mental issues I had now, like back then, like just with depression, PTSD, anxiety, OCD, like, it's fucking hell, man. Like, shit is like even my own mind's against me. Like, I'm not safe anywhere. But uh, it didn't stay bad forever though, because a month later, after all that, I I I met someone else. I met I met a woman who I'm about to marry in a few months. A woman who pulled me through, who helped me get out of a lot of tough places I was in, who really loved me for me, and well, someone I absolutely don't deserve, and I didn't think I would ever get. Someone I thought I was past saving, like, to who would ever want something like me. And now I'm here now, like because of her, I was able to get out. I was able to save up enough money and get out of this fucking place. I was able to escape, and I did. And I'm fine now. It just feels better talking about it. Okay, it does. I appreciate the concerns for everybody else, but like I don't need therapy. Like I tried therapy, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work as well, and medication it's not gonna fix the problem. But I'm going through it my own way, and what I was talking about before, like before I end this video, uh, sorry, before I end this video off, I'll tell you, like, yeah, I'm not religious. It's like, I'm not, like, Wiccan, atheist, whatever you want to call it. I'm not any of that. I don't really bind my time with any kind of following religion or whatever you want to call it. But however, I am a transcendentalist. Yeah, I practice transcendentalism, and before I even knew what the name was, and I know it's hard. I know it's kind of weird to think about, and I know it's like, hey, what is that? Well, it's pretty difficult to describe what it is, but if you know anything about Henry David Thoreau or Chris McCandless or anything like that, then yeah, you'll know some of it. But I guess like transcendentalism, it keeps me grounded in a way, and is the one thing that does help me stay true to myself, even if everything else falls apart and everything defies against it. But I'll talk more about that later. I'm just out of time now, but hope you all enjoy the video, and there will be a part 2 or so. But yeah. So I guess one more thing. Well, yeah, one more final note before I get off. But Father, I have a feeling that you're watching this video. But if you're wondering, yeah, this is why I don't. This is why I walked out. This is why I'm not singing anymore, because I'm never gonna be the man that you want me to be. Because the only type of man that fits you is only yours and yours alone. No one else's. I'm my own person now. I'm living on my own quite well. Like, I'm fine, taking care of myself and my fiance. And I almost never want to speak to you again because you broke your promise. Remember when you said, like, you fully understand me now and that you want to build a new, better relationship with me? Well, that's over now because you fucking turned your back on me. You fucking turned my back on me when I needed you the most. And there's not going to be a second time. I'm sorry, but that's it. There'll never be a second time. I can't do it anymore. I don't want our father or father figure. There's only been one. That's just all I had. But yeah. For all, I'm getting hot now. But for any of you still watching this, listening, thank you. But yeah, there'll be more later. I think I don't know when, but there'll be more. So I am better now. It's just I had to get all that out. So yeah. There'll probably be more stories later, more things to talk about, but this is the biggest one, so I guess I would explain why so many things have changed, why I left Florida and all that, why I'm finally living my life now, and even answer some questions about me, about why I am the way I am, and why I'm some things about me I'm trying to make better. But yeah, but again, I hope you all got something out of this, and there'll be more later. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about right now. But thank you. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting my YouTube channel or taking a break or anything like that. I'm still very much active, like streaming, doing YouTube and stuff like that. I'm still active. It's just this is something that I needed to do. Okay, this is just something I needed to do. But yeah, this is my home. So. And it's definitely helping. It's helping. Like, just by being here, even if I'm not here physically, it helps. Cause I kind of had to mentally be somewhere else to be able to talk like this. So, yeah. But again, hope you all enjoyed. See you guys in the next upload whenever I'm doing Soma or streaming or whatever. But yeah. Chill Force over and out. So, goodbye.